Really good couple days. I think our kids have, responded to the short week admirably. We had, a walkthrough on Sunday, so Sunday was a little bit different, and then had to turn right around and basically have a Tuesday practice on Monday. Took the pads off of them today because of how hard they've practiced all year. I think they've earned that. There's no fear of us, losing our physicality in 2 days. I think we've handled the unique schedule pretty well. Gary Johnson and Jamari Chisholm had to miss practice yesterday because of classes, but had an opportunity to kind of make those up with their coaches. And so it's been a unique couple days, but it's been one or a couple that I think our guys have embraced. Colin Johnson and Devontae Davis were sick today with over 100-degree fever, so neither of them practiced. Josh Thompson did have his non-contact practice today, so preliminary reports are that he got through it pretty well, but we won't know, until the doctor, examines him today here shortly. Questions?
So did Bonnie run with the ones today then, or was your other corner?
Josh. Yeah.
If they don't know it by now, they won't.
You
said take the pads off. I mean, if they don't know it by now.
Yeah, the intensity level of practice does not change around here when we take the pads off. It doesn't turn into a 3/4 speed practice. It is a full speed practice. We're just saving the banging for Friday.
I asked you this Monday, but I want to ask again because I know that the coaches know this. But do you sense that the players truly get the importance of, again, winning to finish 7-5 to get to a bowl game?
I do. Every time I mention it, I get positive nonverbal feedback, from guys in terms of intense looks, nods. I think there's a genuine understanding that, yes, have we improved over the last couple of years already? Certainly, but this is a really, really big step for us too.
Yes.
Coach, first-year coaches at programs don't always embrace their seniors the way that you have with the guys like Puna and Nahshon. Can you just maybe talk about, because sometimes they're older, more jaded, so can you just talk about some of those seniors and what they've kind of meant to you in this program?
Oh, the world, especially the two that you mentioned, the two captains. These are guys that have been through so much. And those two guys you mentioned, Puna and Nahshon, are the two guys that in that locker room in Morgantown, West Virginia, you couldn't wipe the smile off of Puna's face. These guys were excited to qualify for the postseason for, the first time, meaningfully, I think, in their career. And so, and I think what they did was, when you have a senior class that for the most part buys in early and leads the way, that's unique. When you come in and you can turn things upside down. They're used to doing things a certain way, and we've been blessed in both places that I've been. The same was true at Houston. Those seniors embraced our new way of doing things, and the same thing here. They have been, a bunch of those guys, Lorenzo and Dorian too, come to mind. Just guys that have really kind of led the way for some of these young guys.
Tom, how important is fear as a motivation?
I think it's important. I've always said that the two greatest motivating factors in life are love and fear, and to me, love wins every time. But I think when there's a healthy fear of failure, that can motivate you. I think the fear of failure needs to manifest itself in preparation and not in the execution. You've got to prepare so hard because you are fearful of failure, but then when it comes to kickoff, then you've got to be confident in your preparation so that you feel like failure is not an option.
Tom, I know
Do you
you
feel like
mentioned,
real
you mentioned Kobe Boyce yesterday. Are there any of those guys that are redshirting right now, or scout team guys that you're excited about for the future, just kind of based on how you've seen them progress?
All of them. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to leave some out. He's the one, because I spend most of my time with the offense, so he has given our offense a heck of a look all year. Montrell Estelle has Marquez Bimage, even though he's not redshirting, does a heck of a job down there on the scout team. On the other side of the ball, Reese Lato and Jordan Pouncey, Sam Cosme. I think, I'm sure I'm leaving guys out here and there, but those are the ones that come to mind that have a really bright future here.
With Cosme, how important is his development? Because I know you talked yesterday about needing to get better along the offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, he's already gained, the non-travel guys, the scout team guys, if you will, they have an extra lift every week. They have, they can devote a lot more time towards the physical development, especially in the weight room and nutrition and all of that. And so he's gained 20 pounds, I think, since he's gotten here. And, he gets to go against Charles Amenahue and Malcolm Roach and Chris Nelson and Brecken Hager every day. I mean, that's going to make you better.
Tom, because of the fear factor and because these guys hadn't won, do you think there was a fear to make a mistake early on that, even in the execution?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt that there was, early in this season, there was apprehension and evaluation and hesitation because not because of laziness, not because of defiance, but because they didn't quite yet know how to translate the fear of failure into your game week preparation, but then let it all go and, like I said, be confident when the ball's kicked off.
Do you have your own twist on senior day, or is the ceremony for the seniors going to be kind of basic on?
I think it's pretty standard most places. The team will be on the sideline. The seniors will be in the tunnel. They'll shake Mike Parent's hand. They'll jog out to the 35, give me a nice big hug, and take a picture, jog to the 50, be with their parents, and once we're all done, we'll jog them to the sideline and play a game.
But you've talked about, like, if guys aren't playing, they want to go to the field, you would judge everything that they do, including what they do on the sidelines. So when it's time for kickoffs and you see those group of reserves doing their dances, whether it's the can, doing push-ups, or bench presses, bench presses, like, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, I think it's great. I think any kind of, and this is fun, and these guys, especially that team, that our Cobra Strike unit, kickoff team, we take a lot of pride in that team, and we're not perfect by any stretch. We've had our ups and downs, but that team is our way of, we talk about all this, spreading our culture and running down the field and hitting somebody as hard as you can, and making sure that the opposition kind of knows what kind of game is going to be played. And so I think it's important for the rest of the sideline to make sure that we cheer them on, that we get excited for them, and kind of help the fans get excited for them. So they've taken it and run with it, and I think it's cool.
Did you see Connor on the sidelines also?
I did. That was impressive for a 320-pound man. Yeah, I saw the replay. I didn't see it live.
How did CUNY grade out at guard?
Good.
Is that a more natural position for him, or no?
I mean, there's not much difference between, other than the balls between your legs. I think between guard and center, I think a lot of the job description is similar. When you start playing an odd front with a zero nose, I think that becomes a little bit different, though, when you got a guy that's over the top of you all game long at center. But I think most of those guys are interchangeable. They've all, if you think about it, Zach, Jake, and Terrell have all played guard and center in their careers. So they're pretty interchangeable.
How different is Tech's front and defense to what you saw last week?
Similar in the front, in terms of it's going to be a 3-man front most of the time. Much different in the coverage because, you know, again, the 3-3 stack is kind of its own animal. But this is a little bit more, and they're unique. Don't get me wrong; their coverages are different than what we're used to. But rather than a fifth DB like what West Virginia plays for most of the game, they're going to play with a true outside linebacker, much like we do in our odd front.
What do you think of Shimonek?
It's life in the
Just
Big
another-
12.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, and that system too. I mean, he's perfect for it. You know, he's accurate. He gets the ball out. You can tell he knows what he's doing in that system. And you know, again, I don't know what he ranks right now. I know at one point a couple weeks ago, you know, 4 out of the 5 top passers in the country were in the Big 12. I'm not sure where he's at now, but I'm sure it's probably still in the top 10. And so he's really, really good.
I think most Tech fans will tell you that they don't even know what team's going to show up on Saturday, the way Tech has played so inconsistently. I mean, I know you don't worry about the opponent, but how much is it important for y'all to kind of impose your will, don't let them get anything going, and for y'all to do your thing?
Yeah, I think it's important every week. I think you saw that, you know, in Morgantown. You know, what you can do to a team, to both teams' psyche when you play well early, and then you see, you know, when we threw the pick 6, you know, that place woke up. We woke them up, and that was our own doing. So we understand that, you know, we want to be able to control momentum, and in order to do that, you've got to start fast, and we've done a pretty good job of that in the last couple of weeks.
They're planning
Two last
on
ones.
no Hager first half.
Correct.
Go ahead. You're on.
Coach, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, sir. I was just curious, do you have a favorite Thanksgiving food or dish that you love to grub on during Thanksgiving Day? And do you ever do the cooking or cook turkey?
I haven't had a Thanksgiving a normal Thanksgiving in 20 years. So, no, my favorite food is definitely my grandmother's homemade raviolis. Her and her sisters and sisters-in-law, they actually make their own dough and hand pinch each ravioli. I think upwards of like 500 little raviolis, and that was kind of a staple along with turkey and all the traditional stuff. But growing up Italian, that was something we looked forward to.
All set?
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.